looking at it on the hills behind you. It's very pretty. Packed up and ready to go. It's, I don't know what time is it. I don't know. 6 or something, but we have a hard day today. We've got 5,000 feet of elevation climbing, so that's probably more than we've ever done before. Plus, we're trying to get at least 14 miles. So, we got a hard day ahead of us. Time to get going. We're working hard climbing. That's the trail we've been on. Back in there and then up to where we are now. You can see out there fog laying in over I-15, it looks like.
We are still climbing. I think that is Baden Powell there. And Cajon Pass is way over there. And today we have over 5,000 feet to go up. I think we've gone 3,000. We have about another 2,000 to go. But isn't it getting beautiful? Gorgeous. And you see this plant. I don't know what it is. But it's just been everywhere here in Southern California, blooming. And it kind of smells like lilac. And it's just so aromatic. And the air around here just feels so good, or smells so good. Sometimes we sage, other times it's that sweet floral smell. It's just wonderful. And this place is wonderful.
We're walking along this slope and you can see, I don't know, it's 35, 40 degrees, I don't know. And the trail is like right along here. And it always feels a little slopey. Neither one of us has had any problem with it, but it seems like a lot of the trail in this area is like this. And so it always adds kind of a extra spice, I suppose, to hiking through here. We've got 2.2 miles to where we hope to camp tonight. It's been a hard slog, but the end is in sight. That's our trail up there on the hill. It's 6:23. We're on our way out of camp. We slept in half an hour today to 5:30 because we only have about 7.2 miles to go to where we're going to meet up with Derek. Derek is coming to drive us into Wrightwood to do some resupplying, and then he's going to drive us back out to the trailhead. So we're excited to be going into Wrightwood today, but not as excited as we should be. We should be taking a night and getting some rest in a motel and cleaned up, recharging power banks and things, but we didn't plan it out that way. But we are still excited to be heading into Wrightwood. And Derek is bringing us some goodies to eat. We just passed Guffey Campground and are continuing on to our rendezvous with Derek. There have been some snowfields across the trail. None terribly difficult. We didn't feel any need for spikes on any of them, but they are still there.
It's a good morning. What day is this today, Brian? I've totally lost track. Day 30. We're coming up on a month. I think today's the 12th. Tomorrow's the 13th. which is the month anniversary of our start. Look at that mountain back there.
We're doing a little bit of road walking here. The trail after Guffey Campground had a lot of snow on it. And then we saw somebody flip up to the road here, and it pretty much parallels it, and it's completely snow-free so far. So we're inclined to stay on the road for a while. Now we're back on the trail after that short road walk to hopefully skirt the rest of the snow across the trail. Here's a lizard with its tail missing. It's actually a good sized lizard. Just that portion that's left is probably 6 inches long. We're arriving at the Inspiration Point trailhead. This is where our own personal trail angel, Derek, is going to meet us and take us into Wrightwood. We've been trying to fit all of our resupply into our Ursacks, and Linda was just a little bit too hungry at the grocery store. She's having a hard time getting it all in. Last night it got too late for us to hike on down the trail, so we just camped up here where Derek dropped us off at this Forest Service campground. 2.5 miles and we'll be at the PCT. Yesterday our friend Derek met us in Wrightwood and was just going to take us into town, help us to resupply and take us back out to the trailhead. And we were kind of puzzling over whether we wanted to do a 17-mile road walk on a closed section of California Highway 2. We didn't really want to do that road walk. Asphalt is hard to walk on for that long, carrying packs. So Derek suggested that he bring us around to Azusa here, and that we take the Windy Gap Trail up to the PCT from this side of the mountains. That would put us back onto the PCT just after the descent from Baden-Powell, and before where we would have gotten on if we had taken the road walk. So we decided to do that. So last night we camped at the Crystal Lake Campground in up here, and now we're hiking up the Windy Gap Trail to the Pacific Crest Trail. We have 1.4 miles to go. This is the view from the Windy Gap Trail as we get higher out over the Los Angeles basin down there. And we come to the top of this trail, Windy Gap Trail. And get to the PCT. We're arriving at Little Jimmy Spring, which is where we're gonna water up for today's hike. Water coming out of the pipe.
Such a charming, inviting pipe of water. The water was coming out so fast. I thought I was going to get him filling up his filter bottle, but that water is coming out pretty fast.
Pouring out.
Such a nice little spring area with places to sit. Gorgeous.
Water's cold.
Cold, nice cold water.
It doesn't get much easier than that.
Wow.
We're having to cross over several snow patches. And we've decided to put the spikes on. There are some good deep footsteps in there, but still, we just would have more confidence with the spikes.
It goes around the corner with a big slope, and I can't see what it's doing, so we're going to be safe. Take some of these.
This bush is, we're pretty sure, poodle dog bush, which is like poison ivy or poison oak on steroids. It grows in burned areas, mostly I guess, and then you can see last year's dead growth underneath this year's new growth. And you definitely want to stay out of this stuff because it apparently just gives you terrible rashes and blisters and bubbles and all sorts of things. A lot of misery. This is Islip Saddle. This is where we would have come out after a 17-mile road walk if we had chosen to do it that way, but Derek saved us from the need to do that. So we're going to have our breakfast here. There's actually bathrooms and garbage cans. Here's how back to the forest Linda has gone. She's got a picnic table over here, but she chooses to sit on the ground. We're working our way down to Highway 2 and the beginning of the frog closure. There's an endangered frog that has been the cause of a closure of 4 miles of the PCT. And the way that we're going to get around that is by walking 3 miles on Highway 2 road walk and then walking up another trail to get back to the PCT. Unfortunately, Highway 2, back up a ways, I showed it in a video earlier, is closed. And so we've seen 0 cars on this portion of the road, even though this is part of the open portion. There's been no traffic on it because where can you go? The road's closed just a couple miles up. So the road walk shouldn't be too dicey. It might be tiresome, a nuisance having to walk on asphalt, but at least I don't think we're going to be dodging cars. So we're on our road walk to save the endangered frogs. We did see a car go by on this road while we were sitting back there eating lunch. So that's like the first car we've seen all day because the road didn't go anywhere. So we're just walking along this deserted road, trying to save the frogs. We're here at Buckhorn Campground at the end of our 2.7 mile road walk. The campground does not look ready for visitors, and some of the bathrooms are closed and the water service in the campground is turned off. There is a creek down here that we can get water from, so we're good there. Although I was looking forward to being able to just get drinkable water out of a faucet without having to filter it. And each campsite has its own bear box, which is nice, so we don't have to worry about tying our ursacks to a tree or anything like that. We can just put them in the bear box. And so I think we're going to camp here tonight. We found today difficult. The trail up from where Derek left us yesterday up to the PCT was a straight shot uphill over 1,000 feet. Then we went down to the Islip Saddle, and then the PCT went up again to over 7,800 feet before it came down again. And then we had 2.7 miles of roadwalk. So we're feeling a little beat. We haven't done, I don't know, we've done, I think, 12 miles. But they were difficult miles. So we're going to stop here tonight. Little birdie is here visiting us, looking for something to eat. No, I'm not going to give you anything.